Karan, my stage name is Karan Singh Magic. I'm a psychological illusionist. Some of you may know me. In layman terms, I am a magician, which does pose a little bit of a problem. Because my main source of living is corporate shows. If I go out at corporate shows and tell people that I'm a magician, the first question I get asked is, can you make my wife disappear? No, it's the most horrible sexist thing there is, ma'am. It's the most asked question that I get. And every time I attack it, people do end up laughing because they find it funny. But it is the most horribly sexist, stereotypical thing there is. But it is the most asked question that I get. But today, whatever I want to talk to you about is sort of my life story, of what my life has been like, and try to sort of show you a few things which have gotten me where I am. Every time I am on stage, people tell me that, oh, the magic is in front of us, we are watching magic. But that's not true. The magic is in front of me. All of you, for me, are the very definition of magic. For me, someone who comes from a family where I never ever thought that I'd be able to stand on stage and perform for people, the very fact that people come to my shows night after night is the very definition of magic for me. I started with magic when I was 11 years old. I'd gone to a summer camp in this place called Tirthan, close to Kulu, Manali. And I met a magician there, a man named Shahuddin Khan, who taught me my first 2 tricks. And I got obsessed. I fell in love with an art form that I couldn't believe had come into my life. And I started performing for everybody I knew, my friends, my family, some of my closest friends, my grandparents, anyone I could find. I used to perform just those 2 tricks for them. I did just those 2 tricks for about 2 to 3 years, till everyone knew how they were done. It came to a point where it was slightly embarrassing for me as well. 7th grade summer, when I had gone for that summer camp, I came back, and one of the first days back from college, or back from the summer break, I had a geography teacher who walked into class and just asked everyone, oh, so what did you do in the summer break? And me, being the kid I am, stood up and said, oh, ma'am, I learned how to do magic. And she said, oh, why don't you perform something for all of us? Which is when I realized that knowing a couple of tricks and performing them are 2 very, very different things. So I stood in front of my class, and the trick that I learned was making a coin disappear, which is one of the first tricks that you learn. And the way that worked, I'll tell you how that trick worked. I used to have a handkerchief, and the coin went under the handkerchief, and I used to sort of roam around with the coin, with the handkerchief covering the coin, and I went to every student and asked them to put their hand under the hanky and make sure the coin is still there. And after that, the coin is supposed to miraculously disappear after I wave the handkerchief. And the way that works is the last person who sort of feels the coin under there is supposed to be a friend of yours, and you drop the coin in their hand. Simple as that. It is very, very silly. Now what happened was, I went to my best friend, last, I made him feel the coin, I dropped it in his hand, winked, and thought that my job is done. As I began to walk away, I said, you could feel the coin in there, yes? And my best friend, this was the last time I ever spoke to that guy, he said, yes, I did. I have it. So I said, oh, why did you take it? Trying to cover up. I take the coin back from him, go on stage, and I'm standing with absolutely no clue what to do. Because the coin, which is now supposed to disappear, is held in my hand. I'm supposed to wave the handkerchief like that. So I wave the handkerchief like that, and somehow try to hide a coin like this. I do that, and I'm like, oh, it's disappeared. 45 students of class 7D in the Mothers International School laughed and said, ha, it's in your hand. My geography teacher turned to me and said, you're as useless at magic as you are at geography. And asked me never ever to do that again. And sent me back. That was my first introduction to magic. I fell in love despite that. Because you have to know that if you love something, it will inevitably break your heart. It's impossible to be in love without having your heart broken. And that moment of having my heart broken, I knew that this was love for me. For the last 16 years, that is all I have done. That's the first thing. Magic is the first thing I think about when I wake up in the morning. It's the last thing I think about when I go to bed. It is a proper relationship. And the reason why 11-year-old me went to that summer camp and learned a magic trick is why any 11-year-old would do anything. Because there was a girl in my class called Priyanka Das, who I sort of fancied, and I wanted to impress her. And I did everything that I could in school to try and gain attention, be it sports, be it music. I tried to play football, but I wasn't good at it. I tried to play instruments because I thought anyone who's playing instruments is getting attention. As it turned out, the cool kids who were getting the attention were playing the guitar, the drums. I learned the flute, which got me absolutely no attention. But magic was something that I thought I will get attention with. I went up to Priyanka anytime I found, in the recess, in the breaks between periods, and I used to do these silly card tricks and coin tricks for her. One fine day, I'm standing in the recess, I'm standing with Priyanka, and I'm doing this card trick for her, and I'm trying to impress her doing that. And this big bully of a boy, there's one in every school, the most wild, disgusting human being I ever met in my life. I won't name him, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but Anant Rao. Works at Terminal 3, Terminal 3, New Delhi Airport. If you ever find him, give him a good backing from me. Anant Rao walked up, took that deck of cards from me, shuffled it, took out one card, looked at it, presumably remembered it, and said, "Oh, if you're so much of a mind reader, tell me what card I'm thinking of." So I go to take the cards from him. He's like, "No, you're not allowed to touch the cards. Without touching the cards, tell me what card I'm thinking of." I said, "I'm sorry, Anant, there's no way I can do that." He said, "Okay, don't tell me what card it is. There are 52 cards in a deck of cards. Tell me which position my card lies on." Again, I go to take the cards from him. He's like, "No, you're not allowed to touch the cards. Without touching the cards, tell me what card I'm thinking of." And I said, "I'm sorry, Anant, there's genuinely no way for me to do that." And and Priyanka is standing next to me saying, "Go on, you can do it." Because nothing what she sounded like, but she thought I was magic. She genuinely thought I could do it. But there was genuinely no way for me to do it. Anant then took these cards, tossed them in the air, they fell to the ground. I was on all fours picking them up. He pointed at me and said, "Ha, loser," and walked off. For 5 years after that, I couldn't muster up the courage to perform for anyone. Because I was scared that there'll be somebody in the audience who calls me a loser in front of everybody else and walks off. Slowly but surely, I started gaining that confidence back again, started performing for a few friends, some people in my family. But that idea of Anant saying, do a card trick without touching the cards at all, continued to play in my head. Until a couple of Christmases ago, 25th of December 2015. It's 3:30 at night, I'm unable to get sleep, and this idea comes fully formed into my head, where one person can think of a card, another person can think of a number, and the thought of card ends up on the thought of number. So if you'd allow me, after 16 years of solitary, obsessive behavior, I would like to show you something, a trick. Let's try this. I need 2 of you for this. Man, can you stand up? That's one, and I need a gentleman as well. Yes, giving me the death stare. Can you stand up as well? When I started doing this, I was presumably scared. Jayant, are you somebody who plays cards at all?
No.
No. What about you, Jayant?
Not at all.
None. But both of you can tell one card apart from the other, yes? I have a deck of cards with me. I want you to take this, put it in your pocket. Don't go anywhere close to it. Keep it with yourself. For the purpose of this start, you are going to play the part of Priyanka. And Jayant, the more astute of you may have noticed, are going to be Anant Rao. So we try this. Turn and face the audience, both of you. Let's try this. I'll start with you, Anant. Imagine there are 52 balloons in front of you. You take a pin and you start bursting rows and rows and rows of balloons until there is just one balloon left. You pick it up, you pop it, a chit falls out. There's a number written on it between 1 and 52. What number is it?
23.
23. Do you want to stick to 23? Do you want to change your mind? Completely up to you.
Stick to it.
23, and that's a free choice, yes?
Yes.
How cute. Priyanka, here's what I want you to do. Just so I get an idea of how you think, can you name any playing card for me? Just so I get an idea of how you think. We won't go with this. But you know one card apart from the other, yes? Name any card for me.
Joker.
The Joker. Thanks. Sorry, that gives me a fair idea of how you're thinking. So I think I can take it from here. I have a deck of cards in my pocket. I don't, which will assume that I do. So there are black cards and red cards. I take out one color. Which color do I take out, black or red?
Red.
Red. So the reds have hearts and diamonds. I hold hearts in one hand, diamonds in one hand. Reach over and take one suit away. Which suit would you take away, hearts or diamonds?
Diamonds.
So you take away the diamonds so the hearts still remain. And there are number cards or picture cards. Which do you find more interesting?
The picture card.
Pictures. So the pictures have Jack, Queen, King of Hearts. I lay the Jack, Queen, King of Hearts face up on a table, and I turn two of them face down. Which ones do I turn face down?
The king.
The king. There's a King of Hearts.
Yeah.
Is what you ended up with. The number you said was?
23.
23. There's a deck of cards in your pocket. If the 23rd card in that deck, don't take it out right now, don't be that excited. If the 23rd card in that deck is the King of Hearts, all of you as a collective audience, I want you to scream on the top of your lungs, "Fuck you, Anand Rao." We're going to attempt to do that. Take the cards out of the box carefully, don't drop anything. Take all of them out of the box as one. Don't drop anything. Got everything, nothing left in the box? Excellent. I want you to count 22 cards in my hand, turn them face up as you go, and all of us will help him count. Begin. That's 1, 2, you can go faster. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, stop. Put your other hand on top, because I don't trust you. Hold on to this. I just want to show all of you that all the cards are different and not any particular order. They're not a trick deck. The moment you see a magician, that's what you assume. For the people filming it, it is up on YouTube, so you can go check it out. You don't need to film it. Live the moment while you're here. Karan Singh Magic on YouTube. Go subscribe. 23rd card. The card we're looking for is the King of Hearts. I need all of you to help me with this. Hand on top. Put your feet flat on the ground. Generally do that. Put your feet flat on the ground. Take your hands, put them on your lap. Generally do that for me. Your hands on your lap, and we're going to give him a drum roll. Pick up the 23rd card. Let me hear you say it if it is. The King of Hearts, it is. Give you a round of applause, and we'll send you back. Thank you so much. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I take the mic from you. Thank you. So when I started doing this, I developed a certain love for it. But if I do sort of these things, I had to begin by copying people. Any art form that you get into, anything that you do, you have to begin by copying someone. For me, that someone was an American illusionist called David Blaine. I looked at him, everything that he did, I tried to copy it. So much so that for 6-7 years, I became the sort of Indian goth version of David Blaine, with no personality of my own. Slowly but surely, I started coming up with my own ideas. The first idea I came up with of my own was in the year 2008, as a 17-year-old. And that idea was to meet someone for the first time in my life, look at them dead in the eye, and figure out their ATM pin. Sense the tension in the room. I developed a method to do it because that was my love for it. That's all I wanted to do. And the first person I tried it out on was my dad. I went up to him, I said, "Papa, think of your ATM pin. Say it to yourself again and again." I took a pause and I said, "Is your ATM pin 2010?" Which happens to be the 20th of October, which is my mom's date of birth. Now, I'm a Sardar or a Sikh. And my father is the extreme opposite of what you expect a stereotypical Sardar to be. He is very soft-spoken, very socially awkward, very well articulated, chooses his words very, very carefully, speaks very less. And no, my father's not Manmohan Singh. But when I looked at my dad and I said, "Is your ATM pin 2010?" my well-spoken, well-articulated father said the choicest of words in Punjabi, which Shahid Bhagat Singh College asked me not to repeat here. So I figured my father, who loves me, hopefully still, would react like that. What would one of you react like if I get you on stage and tell 50, 60 people your ATM pin? And I do most of my shows in Gurgaon. So if you're in a Gurgaon pub and you get a man on stage with his biceps too big for his t-shirt to contain and tell a room full of people his ATM pin, he will meet you after the show. And that will be the last show you will do in the national capital of the country. So I dropped the idea. Around then, one of my idols, a man named Steve Jobs, had come out with the first ever iPhone that you could keep a customized password on. And I thought people are personal and private about their phone passwords, not as much as their ATM pins. So I started doing that. And then I met another one of my idols, the first person I ever saw perform magic, a man named David Blaine. 6 months ago in Boston, I did this particular trick for him, and he said, that's all you should do for the rest of your life. There's a video of it. If you want to go check it out, you may. So I'd like to show you this. Sir, they're standing already. Very important, you and I have not set anything up. I haven't told you, please help me out or anything of that sort. Yes? Can you join me up on stage? We'll give him a round of applause as he's walking up. Your name is?
Manas.
Manas, turn and face everybody. Manas, you have a password on your phone, yes?
Yes.
Is it a 4-digit password, 6-digit pattern, name? What is it?
4-digit password.
4-digit password. Is it okay, and it's okay if it's not, take a step here. Is it okay if I try and figure out your password and tell everybody?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, that's nice of you. We'll try this. You said 4-digit, yes?
Right.
Does anybody here know that password?
No.
Does anybody in the world except for you know your password?
No.
So you're the only one.
Right.
Not going to last long. Imagine seeing the password written really big in front of you. So the first digit, the second digit, the third digit, and then the last digit. And keep saying it to yourself again and again. Right? Think of the first digit again, the second, the third, and the last. Okay, very specific nod on the second digit. Would I be right in saying there's one number being repeated somewhere?
Right.
Yes? Okay, we'll try this. Keep looking ahead and keep thinking of your password. Where do you stay?
In South Delhi.
Where exactly?
Sheikh Sarai.
Okay, imagine you're in Sheikh Sarai. I'm over here about 20, 30 kilometers away. And it's your job to scream this password so loudly that me standing over here can hear you all the way from Sheikh Sarai. But you only do it in your head. Keep looking ahead, not that attractive. Keep saying it to yourself again and again and again. Shouting at the volume just keeps getting louder and louder. Excellent, close your eyes and keep them closed till I ask you to. In fact, you know what? Turn and face the wall and keep your eyes closed. I'm going to show all of you what I think his password is. Can you hold on to the mic as well, please? Yeah? I'm going to show all of you what I think his password is. I'm going to hold up fingers. Keep completely silent. Don't shout. Don't scream. Don't faint. Keep it completely to yourself. The first digit, I think, is... The second digit, I think, is... The third digit, I think, is... And the last digit is... So one more time. Turn back around. I'll take the mic from you. Please be right. I'm going to count to 3, and when I reach 3, in your nicest, clearest public speaking voice, I want you to tell everybody your password, so that from only you knowing it, we go with 40, 50 people knowing it. I've showed them what I think it is, and their reaction will tell you if I got it right or not. Right? Take a step here. 1, 2, 3. What's your password?
2393.
2393 it is. We'll give him a round of applause and we'll send you back. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to leave you with what I started. All of you think that the magic is in front of you. It's not. The magic is in front of me. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for having me. I've been Karan Singh.